Good evening, everyone. Welcome to week 8. Um, this week is going to be our second to the last week in this cohort, and I'm excited. I'm happy on how far we've come. And this week we are going to be looking at utilizing a job application tracker. Um, Today we have 4 point agenda. The first one is talk about this week activity. The second one is to walk us through how we can use a job application tracker when applying for jobs, and why we should use it, right? And I'm also going to highlight things we need to do this week, and lastly, question and answer. Okay, so this week we want to learn about or look at utilizing a job application tracker together. um, I know some of us would have an idea of what a job application tracker is. If we don't, a job application tracker is like a tool that you use in tracking your job application. For example, if you've applied to like 10 companies, you want to note it down, you want to know the state, the progress, right? If you've applied, if you are currently in the interview stage, if you've been rejected, if you've been giving an offer letter, all of those things. You want to track it. You want to know the due date for you to apply. You want to know, you want to make sure that everything is orderly, right? So that you can track the progress as against, you just applying to any company you see online, blah, and, you can lose track with that. So it's better to, as product designers, we need to make sure that we document everything, and, we make sure everything we are doing is as productive as possible. So let's just dive into it. So I have a template that I created, and I'm going to be sharing it to us later on. So okay, so this is it, right? So this is Notion. The job application tracker is hosted on Notion. Now on this job application tracker, we can see there is a corner where you would upload your resume, right? So if your resume, the updated copy, you upload it here. You want to just make sure that you have everything together in one place. Resume, you can upload a, a sample of your cover letter, right, and add your portfolio link. So this job tracker is just for you alone. Nobody's going to have access to it, right? You can modify it to whatever. It's just for you to, like I said earlier, to track the process, your record on how you're applying to jobs. So now this is where the main thing is. So let's say, for example, um you apply to Stripe, right? You come here, you type in the name. In the stage, you select the stage in which you are. Is it ready to apply? That is, let's say you just came across the job posting. Now you've not applied, so you make sure it's ready to apply. That is, oh, you are ready to apply. uh what was the position they are hiring for? Is it a design, product design intern? The application date, that is the date you want to apply, right? The date you want to apply. Due date, when is this application going to be due, right? You want to state it, when it's going to be due. Resume, if you've attached your resume, if it requires a cover letter also, and also you want to just add the posting URL, right? So this is basically watching it. In the So I'm going to be sending us link for us to get this template later on. I might still add some things, try to modify it, right? But this is the basic thing that you need in the job tracker. So all of the companies you apply to, you want to list everything, you want to track it. You can see this one says message recruiter. That is, you message recruiter. If let's say you are reaching out to the CEO on LinkedIn, you are doing cold email, right? Also, this is also it. Like you can also add it. You can customize this, right? Add another stage. You if you've applied, this is the tag. You want to state that if you've signed, maybe you signed an offer letter. If you've been offered the job, if you've been rejected, you just want to make sure that you keep track to everything. And yeah, and that's it. So um okay, so this is another section. So it doesn't necessarily matter. So it's just a section where you have like different type of a resume. Like I said, you might want to tailor some resume for a particular job, but it's not that necessary. So yeah, this is basically what a job tracker is about. I might still modify it, and once I'm done, I'll send us a link for us to get a copy of this job tracker, and then we can use it for our job application. So that is basically what a job tracker is all about. So this means, so because we are now talking about job tracker, that means we already have everything that is required of us when applying for a job, right? That's the reason why we're not talking of a job tracker. That is, we are ready to now start to apply for these jobs. So we already have our first case study. Some already have two. Now we have a proper case study that can land us a job. Now we have our portfolio website. Also, we have our resume, like a standard resume that can pass through the ATS system. Also, we have like a cover letter draft that we can always use to apply and just change some few content in it when applying. So all those four things are like the essential thing that we need in applying for job. For some jobs you don't require cover letter, right? You just require send your portfolio, your case study must be in there, and also your resume. So now that we have all these things, the next thing for us is now to also have a job tracker so that we can keep track to all the companies that we've been applying to. And once you have that set up, the next thing is to start to apply and keep track to your progress. So next week is the final week, and is the demo final and demo week. So next week Saturday, what I want to see from us um, is a demo, and we all know what demo is. Each and every one of us is going to show what they have done so far. You are going to just briefly show us your case study. You are going to briefly show us your portfolio website. You are also going to show us your resume and your cover letter, right? And also your job tracker, if everything is intact. Everybody is going to do all of these things, and that is the demo. So after next week itself, after that meeting on Saturday next week, um the goal for next week, next is to now apply for job. So that means I'm signing out with every one of us, next week. So, you know, I'm excited, right? I'm excited, and I know a lot of us have put in the work. A lot of us are, we've done amazing thing with, our case study, our resume, a cover letter, down to portfolio. So I can't wait to see us apply, and by the grace of God, in few weeks to come, will start to share that amazing testimony. Okay, so I'm going to share us the link later on. It might be tonight or it might be tomorrow, right? So I'll make sure I send it to us this weekend. So now it's time for question and answer. So Nana said, please, how do we apply for jobs? What site do you use? Okay, there are multiple sites you can use in applying for jobs. There are tons of sites out there, right? So what you should do is just come on Google and type, depending on your role, let's say product design global remote jobs, right? Global remote jobs. So all these ones are Nigerian jobs, right? For me, I don't want to like I'm not always focused on Nigerian jobs. So let me see. Okay, so most of the jobs listed here are Nigerian jobs, right? Um, okay, you can also see jobs from other countries, yeah, with this Google job. So when you type in, your job go, yeah, you see Google has a job listing. You click on the your preferred role, and it's going to show all of the jobs. Then you can now scan through. Now there are numerous and multiple job websites out there. You can use LinkedIn. We all know about LinkedIn. When you go to you can set a job alert and you be getting jobs. Indeed is another powerful, website you can get. There are a lot of job websites. All these websites are, uh, you can see. So when you type into Google, you are going to see a lot of, job websites. Glassco, there is Well Found. There is Remote Co. There are a lot of them. You can see. Just try to look at the job that is hiring remotely that fits into what you have, your qualification, right? And just apply. Another thing is don't, when you see some job posting, don't be intimidated to say, oh, ah, do you think this company is not too big for me to apply to? No, give it a try, right? There is no harm in trying. The things you have now is more than enough for you to get the job. I can tell you that it's more than enough. Just try, right? Just apply. So another thing I also want us to do, I remember now, is you see that case study that's our case study, right? That we've posted on either Medium on our LinkedIn and on our portfolio website. I want us to also create another format, a presentation format of that case study. If you can remember, when Uncle Sam came to walk us through how to create a case study, you saw how he presented, the case study to us in a presentation format way, right? I'm very sure we all have that document with us. Please recreate that case study into that format, and make sure not everything you have in that case study, it should be in that presentation. It should just be keywords, right? The reason for this is, when you are being interviewed to the interview room, they will ask you to present, right? So you want to make sure that it's in a presentable, format, right? So just make sure you also do that, so that you'll be well prepared if you are being called into interview room, and you'll be able to present it well, right? So that's it. So Nana said, my problem with all these international jobs is most of them are not fully remote. No, it's the ones you've been saying, right? There are a lot of people working remotely. Last year, even this year, I was working remotely. I just had to leave because so I can focus on school and some other activity, right? There are a lot of fully remote jobs. You just need to keep applying, keep searching for it. There are a lot of them. Last year, talking about intimidation, last year I saw a job. The requirement was so high, everything was so high. For me, when I saw it, I was like, okay, let me just apply, right? I applied for the job, and surprisingly, what I have impressed the hiring manager. The hiring manager was the co-founder, and do you know, the interview didn't really take a long time because my case study already did justice. Everything was good, and it was just straight about talking about the company culture, and then I was employed. So that is, don't feel intimidated. You guys already have what it takes. If you duly followed everything that have walk us through, that have teach us, that have shown us, you are good to go, right? Now go to this job website, filter the search to fully remote or to remote. You'll see it there, right? There are people getting remote jobs. For if you're on Twitter, if you're on LinkedIn, you will see it, right? I know that it might be little, right? The percentage might be little, but there are still a lot of these jobs out there. You just need to be prepared, to have what it takes, and you're going to land it. So now our next job going forward is to now start to dig Google to look for job websites, right? There are a lot of them. So it's something you can is online. Go to Google, type product design jobs, UX design jobs. You are going to see a lot of websites, and filter it and start to you know put it on your job tracker. So how I even tell us to do it is, you know just keep searching all the jobs that you feel that okay you are qualified to, and just be updating your job tracker as um, update on your job tracker ready ready to apply, right? Everything you can just use a whole day, to even do that, to search ready to apply. Then once you have, let's say you have 50 of the companies that you know that okay, these 50 jobs, they are, you know they fit into my criteria, I think I'm qualified to go. Then you can now start to apply one after the other, and you come here to update the status. You update the stage, and that's how it works, right? You don't just apply 50 or you apply 10, and because probably you got rejection from it, you be, oh no, you just have to keep going, right? So yeah, that is it. Are there any other questions? It could be as regard what we did last week. It could be as regards this week. Any question at all. Throw it open, and I'm going to answer them. So just like I said, next week is demo day. So I want every one of us to have all the things that we've been working on prepared. That is our case study. Individually, we are going to walk everybody through your case study. You are going to walk everybody through your portfolio website. You are going to walk everybody through your resume, and you're also going to walk everybody through your cover letter, right? So it's demo day. Everybody needs to come prepared. Then also your job application tracker, if you have it fully ready, right? You are going to show us that, so that we know that yes, you are prepared, right? So everybody can know, and then we sign out from there. So are there any other question? Please drop it in the chat. If there are questions, please drop it, and if there are no question, that means we are all good and we know what we need to do, right? That means we know what we need to do, and we probably want to sign off. Okay. Alessandra said, will the presentation of our design process be in a PDF form? No, not PDF form. So like I said, Uncle Sam shared a document with us, right? We can use that format. It's a presentation format. So now in Figma, you can see this slide I'm using. You can see that it's a presentation format. So this is how it's going to look like. This exact view is how it's going to look like. So now, that case study that you have, they have, different sections. For example, the problem statement, right? The problem statements, the solution, those things. Make sure that you put them in each slide, and don't just put everything that you wrote in that case study. You want to put in a key point, because it's a presentation. In the presentation, you probably have just 5 minutes to walk the hiring manager through what you've done, and you don't want to bore them. You don't want to delay them, right? So you must have mastered it, whereby it's just like pitch deck, right? It's like you are creating a pitch deck, exactly, but using your case study to create a pitch deck. I hope that is clear. So you make sure that you've already practiced it. You know how to communicate everything you have, and everybody's going to understand. They're going to find it interesting and valuable, right? The key points, and boom. Do you understand? So presentation format, you know how to bring that frame out. You can see presentation. So this is the frame. Just make sure it's just for presentation's sake. When you are called up into the interview room, they'll ask you to walk you through what you have. So that is why you are creating this. I hope that is clear, because you can't be walking them through Medium. I've done that in the past, and it doesn't turn out well, because there are a lot of information, and it doesn't just sit well. Do you understand? So that is why it's best. And we all had from Uncle Sam, right? So let's just do the right thing. Let's just do what has been tested and trusted. You understand? All right. So are there another question from anyone? So I guess we are all good to go. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy your weekend, and until next time, do have fun and stay fab.